4 years in a row now, Bills beat the Chiefs 30-21 at home in Buffalo. Josh Allen was nothing short of spectacular in every way, shape, or form. And, it was... Obviously, I picked the Chiefs to win this game. My thing was, listen, they've won 15 straight games. I actually kind of liked the Bills in this matchup just from a matchup perspective. However, I'm going to be the last guy at the Chiefs train. Let's put it that way. I don't bet against dynasties. I never have. I don't bet against my Warriors dynasty. I don't bet against the Patriots or against the Chiefs. I'm going to stay on the Chiefs train until the wheels fall off. And I don't think it's a terrible moment for Kansas City where their season is going to go awry. For Buffalo. And I said this coming into the season, and most folks thought my take was crazy, that I was out of my mind, and that I wasn't looking at it the right way, particularly as it relates to their counterparts in their division, the AFC East, is that this is the best Buffalo Bills team in the Josh Allen era, and they're showing it to you week after week after week. By the way, this is a 6-game winning streak now for Buffalo, capped off now, and we'll see if they continue to do it moving forward, but capped off with this most recent regular season win over Kansas City. It's the best offensive line by far Josh Allen's ever had. It's the best wide receiver depth he's ever had. By the way, the depth was not there yesterday. Khalil Shakir got hurt. Keon Coleman didn't play in that game. Dalton Kincaid was available. So that wasn't even Buffalo at their best. Like, Dawson Knox made some plays. Amari Cooper did his thing. But that was mostly, hey, Josh, classic Bills game, at least what we've seen years past. Sean McDermott, Joe Brady. By the way, Joe Brady, best OC of Josh Allen's career. It's like, Josh, we're going to get on your back and you're carry us to victory. Which, I got no problem with that when you've got a quarterback at the level of Josh Allen, what he can do with his arm and with his legs. And we saw that 4th down run to put the game away. And I love that Buffalo went for it there in that situation. In a lot of instances, I'm like, yeah, kick it. Make sure that if the other team beats you, they're going to need a touchdown to do it. But that's Patrick Mahomes over on the other side there, and he will beat you if you kick a field goal. He's going to. He's got that clutch gene, better than any quarterback that's played in the National Football League today. You got to go for the kill. Bills did. We're rewarded for it. I love that in sports. Go be aggressive. You will be rewarded for it. But so much of what got the Bills in trouble throughout the Josh Allen tenure has been they've relied too heavily on him. Arm, legs, the whole bit. Well, now they have a running game with James Cook, who was really good yesterday over the course of that game for the Buffalo Bills. Again, you got the offensive line led by Deion Dockett. Sorry, James Cook. I was thinking about somebody else. No, James Cook wasn't that impactful, but James Cook is a solid running back they got. They got the best O-line that they've had with Josh. The receiver depth, again, they're going to get Keon Coleman. They're going to get Dalton Kincaid. Shakir got hurt in this game. And the defense is pretty darn solid. And by the way, speaking of defenses, that KC defense had a case coming in this week, along with Pittsburgh, as the best defense of football. Folks, that's the first time they've given up 30 points since the Eagles Super Bowl. Not the Niners Super Bowl, the Eagles Super Bowl. The second ring for Rita Mahomes in their dynasty. That's the first time the Chiefs have given up 30 or more points since the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 57. That's how monumental, how impressive of a win this is for Buffalo. And so when you consider all of those factors, you consider the fact that Sean McDermott, again, for his flaws, and do I trust him in the biggest of spots? I don't really know. He's beaten Andy Reid in the regular season. Now, in a weird way, because for the standings, it's great for Buffalo, right? They've completely pulled clear in the AFC East, and I thought the fact that the Jets, and we'll touch on the Jets later in the show in our Week 11 recap, the fact that the New York Jets were favored by Vegas to beat this team, which, has won the division every year since the 2020 season, the fact that the idea of the Jets were to edge this team out to the AFC East was lunacy. It was insanity. So the Bills have steered clear of everybody else, including Miami and certainly the Jets and the Patriots in the AFC East. They've got an opportunity potentially to catch Kansas City if the Chiefs slip up to a Pittsburgh, to somebody else down there, to maybe they slip up to a more healthy Houston Texans team. Who knows? So it's all out in front of Buffalo now. I think it is, you can make the case, hey, home field advantage didn't matter last year, which is fair. I think at this point I'm going to bet against the Chiefs, not going to bet against the Chiefs the playoffs until they give me a long list of reasons to do so. But now that Josh Allen's got the depth at wide receiver, now that he's got, again, great offensive play caller Joe Brady, aggressive Sean McDermott, who's playing more of an aggressive style of football, and an opportunistic defense that turned the ball over twice, turned Patrick Mahomes over twice, you're in good shape. And it's why I've said the last few weeks on Bryce's Best 10, they're clearly, Buffalo is one of the 3 best teams in the National Football League, along with Kansas City and Detroit. Frankly, I'll give y'all the order on Wednesday's show for Bryce's Best 10. I kind of still feel that way. I feel like those are the 3 best teams in football today. And so I think, listen, I was very impressed by Buffalo. I was impressed with the fact that they went for the throat. They went for the kill. They didn't back down. Because eventually, listen, when someone beats you in over and over, there's a point in this game, and this is why I was so impressed by what Buffalo did late. There's a point in this game where Buffalo's up 23-14. They score a touchdown. They're up 23-14. I'm like, man, Kansas City just doesn't have the explosiveness. Like, the Chiefs probably going to be in some pretty big trouble here. Mahomes leads them right down the field to score, and I'm like, uh-oh. Oh, here comes Mahomes. Here comes the Chiefs. They just flipped a switch. And the Bills didn't blink. Bills went right back down, scored, put the game on ice. Because again, I'm here to tell you, we'll never know for certain, but I would go so far as to guarantee Bills get stopped on that 4th down. They stuff Josh Allen in the backfield by any chance, which is hard to do when he's got to get 2 yards, much less 30 plus to ice the game with a touchdown. Mahomes going to go right down the field and win the game with a field goal. Like that's just what he does. He's the most clutch quarterback by a mile in the NFL. Got to get the Chiefs. That's what I've been saying for the first 9 games this Chiefs win streak, and going back to last season, obviously, when they hadn't lost. It's the first time they lost since last Christmas. Is that when you have an opportunity, this is why I got mad at Tampa, is Tampa is down 7 in Arrowhead. They're going down to score, and they do score, and they don't go for 2 in the win. Guys, these are the back-to-back champs, the dynasty of the league. You go at their necks. And they didn't. They played safe. They played scared. And the Chiefs make you pay every single time. So I love that Buffalo did not. I love the fact that they're aggressive. They went for it. And this team is really, really scary. This is the best team in the Josh Allen era. By the way, you make case it's the best Josh Allen we've seen. He's minimized the turnovers, but he's still great with his arm. Obviously, he's still great with his legs. He's giving you the same upside he's always given you with less of the downside. And that's always been my thing with Josh Allen. People have seen me as like a Josh Allen hater or critic. And my thing has always been, okay, he's not Mahomes. He has 0 MVPs to Mahomes' 2, 0 rings to Mahomes' 3. Like, can we get out of that? However, the thing I've always said about Josh, if he can somehow find a way to cut the absurd turnovers, which last year, I if you remember, folks that watch the show remember, I did not care the Bills won 5 at the end of the year. I did not buy Buffalo for a second last season at any point, their highs or their lows, because Josh Allen played as erratic as I've ever seen him play. He's cut that out. The Bills are more balanced. They've been here before. So I think if you're Kansas City, if there's one team you don't want to see in the playoffs, other than the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's probably Buffalo. Because it's like, we've seen them. They've come close. And especially if we have to go to Buffalo again, chances are they have a better shot getting us than they do at Arrowhead. So great win for the Buffalo Bills. Very impressed. Kansas City's going to be fine. They got Carolina next week. They'll get right against the Panthers. But very, very impressed by what I saw from the Buffalo Bills. Let's see what we got. See at the and again, I think I think for Buffalo, it's just a matter of just having that composure. Because you can be aggressive without being reckless. You really can. And like I think that 4th down call is a prime example. So that's something the playoffs are just going to have to find a way to be able to put together is that. So great one for the Bills. Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube, and be sure to go click that big red subscribe button and check out the other clips and full shows from Carving It Up Live, as well as our other incredible content creators here on the Grid Network.